What's up, everybody? Josh and Jay back with the podcast. America is going crazy blue. Rapid reaction show to the most unbelievable World Cup final in history. Top to bottom, the most unbelievable sporting event I've ever seen. Jay Martin Himmelstein, before we get into it, you usually get the first word around here, but we've got a special guest on the show today. The young man who watched the game with me, my son JJ, wants to get the first word on what happened today. Jay, what was it like watching the championship game today from your perspective?
Thank you for letting me talk. Wow, it feels so weird. It's like, it was so close at the end. I cannot believe it. Literally, losing to a game of, penalties and all that, extra time. It just so, nerve-wracking and just,
Crazy stuff, right? What did you think of the star players today? Who were the big star players of the game?
Definitely Mbappe and Messi.
Yeah.
They carried almost carried the teams, but they both did absolutely flawless, amazing, fantastic today. Mbappe was really good. Messi was really good. I just those are two amazing, downright awesome players, and I think are one of my favorites.
That's awesome stuff, man. So, Jay, what do you think of the commentary here from the kid? What do you think of the takes?
I think we need to get him on more often. This kid's bringing the heat.
Bringing the heat. He's a keen observer. He loves watching the game. We had a great time, watching it today. It was super exciting, right, bud?
Yeah, really exciting.
JJ, you just experienced the greatest World Cup final of all time, capping off the greatest World Cup of all time. That's what you just lived through.
It's crazy. I get to live
Amazing.
This time. It's crazy. I just get to live through this time of my life and all this crazy stuff happening. It was this close, this teeny tiny.
Literally that close.
Very slim margins, right, pal?
Very.
Yeah.
Very slim.
It was awesome. Well, hey, man, we really appreciate you jumping into the mix today and giving us your opinion on what happened. I had an awesome time watching the game with you. Me and Jay are going to continue to chop it up, but you'll be back for more. JJ, thanks for doing your first appearance on the show. We'll see you again next time, pal.
Thank you guys for having me, and I'll just leave.
See you guys later. Thanks. Adios, bud. I'll see you
the perfect way to exit. I'll just leave.
Kid's
got
media chops. He's got chops. So now the adults. Hold on a second. I need a drink.
All right, well, then I'm just going to hop in with the first word.
Do it.
Neither one of us had any skin in this game. Neither one of us we don't give a shit about France. We don't give a shit about Argentina. We have nothing to do with these countries. We got nothing to do with them.
Nope.
We have a lot to do with this game, though. And, dude, just the way that this sport, the way that it can deliver, the way that, at its best, at its absolute best, this sport delivers better than every other sport on earth. And this is coming from two Americans who grew up on football and baseball and basketball and a little bit of hockey. Dude, but when this game steps up and does its thing, it's just, dude, it takes the soul out of you. It enriches your heart. It kicks you in the nuts. It does everything it needs for you to walk away and be like, I don't know what just happened, but the emotions that are pouring out of me are just incredible. So I don't even know what to say about what we just experienced, dude. What the fuck did we just watch?
It was just the most captivating thing in the entire world. They do the old-fashioned thing where it's Hollywood couldn't write a script. It's true. All the stories that are the most sensational, that are the most crazy, tend to be the ones that are actually true. And this is another one of those things where it's if you wrote the story, you'd be like, oh yeah, whatever. It's the hokey ending, but it was just incredible. And you don't have to be a fan of the game. Generally speaking, football is pretty easy to understand, the general concepts and to follow it, even if you're not somebody who's an avid, follower or supporter of a club or something like that. It's just incredible how literally everybody in the world was watching this game. People in Asia, people in Australia, people in Africa. Does not matter what time of day it is, what time zone you were in, whether it's nighttime, whether it's butt crack of dawn in the morning. Everybody was watching this. What an unbelievable thing to give people. I just can't imagine a more high-stakes situation with the greatest players we've ever seen actually delivering on the promises. It was no misstep or a slip or something that cost somebody or Heartbreak Hotel. I mean, Mbappe scored all the goals. He did all the things. And I mean, I just can't say enough of how impressed I am with that dude and just everybody. It was just the highest drama. It's hard to not gush. It was just incredible.
Bro, since the end of the game, I have like 150 messages between WhatsApp and my text messaging. 90% of that is from people who never utter a peep about this sport. Everybody's watching this. Dude, Twitter, Elon Musk must be shitting himself. Dude, the amount of tweets that are going around the Twitter sphere right now, just about what we just watched in this game. The amount of social media influx because of this game, because of the performance that both these teams put on. Everybody is on board with this. Everybody's going to be talking about this for weeks now. This is incredible stuff, dude. And let's break this down.
Let's talk about it. Can we? Let's just talk about him first. Let's just talk about the guy because he deserves all the attention. Messi is going to sleep tonight, and he's done. He doesn't have to worry anymore. There's nothing else that this guy can do, achieve, leave out for his country. Now that he does have the Copa and the World Cup, I think he's a half a step above Maradona in the grand scheme of things in terms of winning and achievement. He's not the global brand that tugs on your heart as much as Maradona does because he's the OG. I guess, the original always kind of gets the most shine because of the pioneering and the groundbreaking stuff. But Messi just, you can't possibly say anything else other than he's like a Michael Jordan-esque guy. I mean, just greatest of all time.
Maradona is now in the rearview mirror. It's done. It's done. You think about this. Do you know how many times Messi threatened to quit the national team just because of the heart-wrenching disappointments? Like, talented teams, he's like, I'm done. I can't handle this anymore. I can't bear the weight of what comes down here and the judgment that comes with it. I mean, the emotional turmoil that this dude has been through trying to represent this team. He comes out, dude, they win Copa America. They start to build it. He now has a World Cup. Dude, he's in the modern game. There's so much more attention to the sport. There's more worldwide influx of talent into the sport. I used to be one of these guys that prior to about a year or so ago would be like, I feel like Ronaldo has the edge. For two legends of their time, I feel like if you need a guy to carry you, to really carry the team to the finish line, alpha male, alpha dog, get it done, it's got to be CR7. And over the last 2 years, what Messi has been able to accomplish with his national team to just complement everything that he's done for Barcelona and with club success. He's not only eclipsed Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, I think he's
definitely.
It's not even close there. It's not even close there. Dude, he's Pele-esque. He may be above Pele right now. This may be the guy of all time. You just did what you did in the finals of a World Cup to win for Argentina after all these years, all the pressure that was piled onto the team after you lose to Saudi Arabia and everybody's disowning you, and you pull through like this. The GOAT. Dude, he's the fucking GOAT.
Well, and to your point, he definitely wasn't a dude on the back of the bus. I mean, the dude was driving it. He was on top of the bus. He was serving drinks. He was keeping everybody hydrated. I mean, he was doing everything. Tracking back on D, I have to give it to the guy. How many times did he get a little foot in? He was half Messi, half N'Golo Kante today. I mean, he was a little guy running around everywhere. He was keeping a little gas in the tank at the end for extra time and PKs for sure. But the shift that guy put in, DePaul especially, dude, that guy never stops running. Just the energy levels, the sustained effort, from Argentina in particular, was just an incredible thing to watch. Even when they were down and they were having their moments, they never stopped running. They never gave up. It's just the greatest game I've ever seen. It is. Easy. I don't know what else to say.
Easily. And, I want to get into the tactics of this. Lionel Scaloni we don't give a lot of credit to coaches in the World Cup because these are kind of like your second class tier of coaches. They're either old and kind of in the twilight of just kind of like rummaging out until retirement. It's like that side job that you have to earn a couple bucks while you're clipping Social Security. Or you've gotten into deep shit, like when Antonio Conte did it, or like you've just gotten booted from a club and you don't know what the hell to do, so it's like a buffer job.
Of course.
Lionel Scaloni comes into this tournament. He starts these guys playing, like, I think, which was their customary formation of 4-4-2. They get beat by Saudi Arabia. They look shaky moving forward. They find a way to just kind of mess their way through the group. They get past that. They go up against the Netherlands, completely changes everything up, goes to 3 in the back to mirror exactly what the Netherlands are going to bring at them, provide that whip, and they go ahead and they win. They almost choked that one away, but they did it. Then they go up against Croatia, a team that is just dynamo in the midfield. He's like, I'm overloading the midfield. I'm going to blanket them. We're going 4-4-2. We're going to play with width. They're not going to be able to penetrate us. We're going to overpower them in the midfield. There's going to be bodies on bodies, every first ball, every second ball. You're not getting through it. And with a pivot man and with Alvarez and with Messi, we'll be able to produce enough moving forward to get it done, and they whooped them. Then they come back and they do it here. And
Mbappe did not touch the ball in the first half. I couldn't get over it. I couldn't believe how I think it was like 40 minutes into the first half, he had like 10 touches or something like that. There was a stat that they threw out there. How they kept him bottled up in that first half, obviously much different in the second half. That Argentinian first half was just undeniably the most intense half of football I've ever seen one team play.
Dude, it was the tactics. It was the tactics. They just blanketed them. They had nothing in the midfield. They couldn't get anything up to Mbappe because they had nobody in the midfield. Griezmann was fucking nullified to death. Dude, they put that dude to sleep. They put him to sleep. They had 4 guys there. Every ball, every 50-50, every second ball, they were winning. They were clipping, and everybody was pressing forward. And then just Di Maria played a pivot position from 4 in the mid to coming up to almost like switching it over to a 4-3-3. And it was fucking brilliant. And then we get up to the 80th minute. And then we get up to the 80th minute, and then everything fucking flips on its head.
Well, just actually hold on a second. I do want to go back again. So we get the Messi penalty in the first half. He gets it done. They're off to the 1-0. That second goal was the most unbelievable team goal you will ever see, especially given the circumstance and the point in the game and all that stuff. Di Maria coming off the injury. What a finish. Just the composure. That was the best team goal you're going to see, man. That one's going to stand up against the test of time as an all-time top shelf. This is how you do it goal in the World Cup final to start to put yourself some distance between the defending champions. And then the other thing I want to ask is this. When the hell's the last time there were 2 substitutions in a World Cup final for the defending champ? I mean, not many nations have gone back to back into the final, but I'm saying, when's the last time you saw anybody double sub in the first half of a World Cup final? I mean,
it didn't. To be honest, it didn't even matter. That had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. They were scrambling. They didn't know what the hell to do. Didier Deschamps was just like, you off. The substitutions made zero difference. It made zero difference, and we can all say like, Mbappe was nullified. Mbappe is the man because of what he did. Mbappe still, I mean, the goals are there. We're talking about 2 penalties, so you would hope that he would finish those. And the other goal, it's not like Mbappe or France ever took over the game, but this is what France has been the entire World Cup. They've been opportunistic and clinical when the opportunity was there. They didn't dominate. I mean, I guess after the penalty, they had a run of maybe about 15 to 20 minutes at the end of the second half where they looked the dominant side.
For sure.
Other than that, no, they looked like shit, and they were getting worked the entire game, but they were opportunistic. They had the penalty, boom. You had Mbappe on the other strike, boom. And then even the penalty at the end. Dude, it was back and forth a little bit, but still, Argentina, by that point, they had already switched the momentum back into their favor. They got their goal, and then all of a sudden, this thing is end-to-end like fucking madness, and he's able to score another penalty again.
All right. No, absolutely. So now we're at 2-2, and I got to say, the one point in the game where I was like, of course, joyous that they scored. I was pissed that the celebration got taken away from me because I was like, is it offside? Is it offside? On the third goal, Messi's second, where the ball crossed the line. I knew the ball went across the line, but I saw the flag go up. And I was like, wait a minute, is it off? Is it off? Because everyone was going back and forth on whether or not he was. I didn't see anybody even really close to offside, so I couldn't truly celebrate that goal because I was waiting. And then the organic energy and celebration was already taken away from me because I had to process whether or not it was actually offside or not. So bad job by the refs on that one. But again, of course, it had to be Messi. It's just like the ball finds the guy in the most critical situations and he's in the right place. And he finished it. And there he goes, putting his team up 3-2. And then I have to tell everybody in my house, okay, everybody, the game is not over. They're playing the whole thing out. I'm really excited. This is great, but the game is not over yet. So we had a little bit longer to go.
We did. And, of course, dude, like we said in the preview, I'm like, it just feels like the stars are aligning for Messi. And then they were there. Dude, they were there up until the 80th minute. They were there until like the 109th minute, 110th minute. Everything was coasting. The Argentinians are crying of joy. And then an elbow ball. An elbow ball. You couldn't inject more drama into a game if you had tried. If you tried an elbow ball, and then Mbappe's on the spot again. Mbappe's on the spot. And Emiliano Martinez, dude, the guy he's a stud, man, and he's really tough on PKs. And he's sitting there and he's trying to psych him out. The announcers were saying, it's like, does Mbappe, does he even think about going? Does he go the exact same direction 3 times in a row? Does he do that? And then he does. He gets a hand on it still, and boom, he still nets it in.
The guy is an absolute killer. You can't say anything else about him. He delivered on everything. He did everything. It was it was incredible. And the kid is 23 years old. He's going to be 27 at the next World Cup. He's got at least 2 more in him. God bless him if he's healthy and able to stay available at the right times. But that guy's going to be 27, 28 years old at his next swing at this thing. And then after that he's early 30s. He could play 3 more. It's just incredible the level that this guy is being able to achieve. And he is just going to blow every scoring record that the FIFA World Cup has ever seen away. I mean, he's going to batter it. It's ridiculous.
I may mess this up. I think he's 1 goal behind Messi for World Cup goals at this point in time.
Yeah, career.
And we're talking about the GOAT, and he's 1 behind in World Cups? Yeah, dude, I mean, if this kid stays healthy for his career, he's going to destroy every record of this game. He's a world beater. He's amazing. And you could see that he was a little bit dejected. He wasn't as jovial as he normally is after 80 minutes of getting your asses kicked. It doesn't take anything, man. Dude, he can just turn it on. He is so dangerous and so fast and so creative. The guy, he's going to take over this game if he stays healthy. He keeps his health in tow. I mean, Ronaldo, Messi, Pele, they're all going to be done with this kid.
I mean, the game's in good hands. The game's in good hands. Pretty exciting group of players to get behind. We've really started to see a new generation of players now really starting to pop their heads up out of the sand. New talent. Guys are getting bigger, stronger, playing different types of positions than guys used to play in years past. We're seeing a different type of player. It's fantastic to see the game continue to evolve. And it really was. This tournament was just incredible. It had everything from Cinderella stories to legendary players to a wonderful, wonderful final. Everything that you could possibly ask for, Qatar actually delivered. It's going to be interesting as hell to see how this now spills over into the club football world and players moving from smaller clubs to huge clubs, guys moving from huge clubs to mega clubs. It's going to be absolutely bonkers in the January transfer window.
Dude, I don't even care about club football. As fans, we're all going to have a hangover. As players, they're all going to have a hangover from this. This was insane. I don't care what happens the rest of the season. This just made the pinnacle of the sporting world. This is it. So whatever else happens the rest of this year in any other competitions is just going to pale in comparison. No one's even going to give a shit because this is the deal. Let's give some individual props out. So I'm going to give a lot of props to Argentina's manager, because I just think the way that he navigated formation and personnel throughout this tournament was exceptional. Leo Messi goes without being said. We can forget. We've already talked about that ad nauseum. Emiliano Martinez. He's very hateable.
Oh, very hateable.
My wife was sitting there watching the game with me. Dude, he pulled that same type of shit, like the head games during PKs against Colombia and Copa America. Dude, he does the same thing, and Chouameni yanks that thing like 10 yards wide.
I mean,
he's a tough dude to go up against during that.
He's
and
the
the
guy,
save.
if he's on your team, you absolutely love him. If he's against
Of course.
if he's
Dude,
against
the
you,
save he made,
yeah,
the save he made in like the 120th minute. The kick save. Dude,
oh.
this game's over. Dude, France pulls this thing out at the very last second if he doesn't come up with that. So beast mode for him. He gets props. The entire midfield four. Di Maria, Enzo Fernandez, all those guys. Dude, the shift at the back line didn't have to do a damn thing half the time. It was the midfield four that crushed this and just broke France for 80 minutes. Those guys were exceptional across the DePaul, all of them, just exceptional across the board. So I'm going to give those 3 units, well, let's say 4 if we include the coach. That's what won them this World Cup. And obviously things got frenetic and crazy toward the end, but amazing performances from those guys.
Well, and I'll throw a shout out to Julian Alvarez. I mean, you want to talk about a dude running? That dude was just running, nipping at every ball, closing everybody down, making everything inconvenient and difficult because those angles, they couldn't get the ball wide. And to your point, they couldn't
do anything.
Eaten up in the midfield. They couldn't get the ball over to Mbappe. They couldn't get Griezmann. They couldn't play the one pass to take out 2 or 3 different guys, which Argentina found those spots on the inverse way, and they were able to find those little pocket passes, find those little pockets of space, play in behind, and take out 2 or 3 guys with a single pass. That's why, you saw them have the success that they did in the first half. But everybody on the Argentina side, everybody that touched the pitch today, they all go down in history now as freaking legends. These guys are going to live forever in the hearts of their people. In South America, it's kind of like SEC football in college in the United States. It just means more. It feels as though these people are just living and breathing and dying by it. And you can tell by the amount of passion and the amount of emotion. Their traveling fans were obviously just incredible. And boy, Buenos Aires is going to be a party town for the next 8 to 10 months.
Bro, I live in a very diverse area, but I don't know this area as being like heavily Argentinian. You got a lot of Brazilians, you got a lot of Colombians over here. Dude, my noise cancellation is on. It is loud in my neighborhood. There are cars all over the place waving the Albiceleste flag. There are people going nuts all over the place. And we're in New York. I don't know what the hell is going on in Argentina right now. They must be losing their damn minds after this. And good for them. Lose it. Enjoy this.
Oh, I mean, this is pinnacle peak celebration time. Literally, what means more to an Argentinian person on a day-to-day basis more than this? I mean, it's the number one thing that their nation identifies, at least in a sporting way, and it's a political thing at a lot of times. It's an opportunity for the Argentinian people to be recognized as great sportsmen, and it brings a lot of shine to their nation, and they have a great deal of pride in the players that represent them, and they should. It's an awesome time for them. So congrats to everybody on the Argentinian national team. Congrats to all the families out there that I'm sure are crying and mopping up each other's tears and raising a glass and toasting to their parents and loved ones and all this stuff. I mean, it's got to be an amazing time to be alive down there.
Yeah, dude. Going back to a point we made earlier, I mean, we've seen all the Maradona behind stained glass murals, and as amazing as Diego Maradona is, his legend will never go away in Argentina. But dude, what Leo Messi has produced, I mean, if you look statistically over his club career, and you look like, this is, for us as Giants fans, this is Strahan-esque. It's like your last-ditch effort to be able to go out and get something like this. I don't know if Leo's ever going to play for Argentina again. This
He
may be
shouldn't.
his true swan song, and I want him to go out like this. This would be the legendary, and this is the right story. This is the exact way that the story should be written. All the struggles, all the turmoil, all of the shit, all the negative press, all the people doubting you, all the people taking knocks at what you've done with your club career, as amazing as it is, because you've never got it done. You've never won the World Cup. You never won a big national tournament. And now you've won the two biggest ones that you could have competed in. He should hang it up.
He's just carrying him around.
Hang it up. Do what you want to do with the rest of your club career. You've earned anything you want to do with your life at this point. You are the man. Just bow down. Everybody bow down.
No, 100%. So here's the deal. Honestly, if I'm Leo and the timing is perfect, yep. Thank you, Argentina. I'm done. Thank you, Europe. I'm done. Go to Miami. Go to the MLS.
Chill. Chill, bro.
Go to Miami. Go play in the MLS. Go tour. Go fill every single stadium in the United States. Because I'll tell you what, every time Messi comes to town in an MLS city, they're going to ask to play in the NFL football stadium in that town. You better believe your ass, because if, a perfect example would be, New York, for example. When they come here, instead of, playing the Red Bulls or something like that, in Red Bull Stadium, what do you get, 20, 25,000 in there? No. Put that thing in the Meadowlands, and you will get 75,000 asses in those seats to see that dude play. I don't think that is even a chance you wouldn't. And it's the same thing with Miami. Miami's not going to be able to play their games in whatever stadium they're building down there. They got to go play in the Orange Bowl or an equivalent type stadium where they can get 50, 60, 70,000 in there.
No, the beauty, he can do whatever the fuck he wants right now. It don't even matter. Dude, he holds all the cards. It doesn't make a difference. He'll win Liga 1 and whatever. He'll get that under his belt too, even though it's meaningless bullshit. Dude, this is just, it's epic for this guy. It's well-deserved and good for him.
100%, man. 100%. All right, so let's put a bow on it, man. Let's
World Cup is over. No.
Let's wrap it up.
No, I don't want it to be over. This was so good, man. This was so enjoyable as a sports. This was so good. It was so good.
It was an unbelievable experience. I'm glad we got to talk about so much of it. And now it's all on record forever. You can catch any one of our episodes. If you missed any of them, we're on all streaming platforms. Everything's on YouTube. You can catch us at TikTok, at America is Blue Podcast. Jay, it's an honor and awesome to keep doing these with you, man. We're going to be talking about Chelsea Football Club, of course, transitioning back to our hometown Blues. All right. December 27th, next matchup. Jay and I will be back next week with a preview show as we get back into the Premier League with Chelsea. But until then, everybody enjoy this time at the World Cup. Jay, enjoy the rest of your weekend with your family, and I'll talk to you next week, brother.
See you later, brother. Good stuff.